Gabriel here with the Icon Capture GPS Intelligence Brief for May 6, 2026. All right, commercial research analysts and business development leads, we need to talk because this is one of those boards where if you only look at the opportunity count, you are going to misread the market. Here's what I want to do with you today. I want to walk through the new opportunity flow, the legislative and executive movement, the regulatory and court signals, and then bottom line what this means if you're actually managing a portfolio right now and trying to decide where to lean in, where to stay patient, and where you may be kidding yourself. Quick note before we get in. The GPS demand signal review is still open. 8 seats. The terrain that triggered this session has not shifted. Federal demand signal, 2,872 new opportunities in the pipeline. If you've been watching these briefs and thinking about it, today's board makes the case. Code GPS 282 holds a seat and the 30-day preview. Links in the description. So let's get right to the facts. Over the last 168 hours, GPS surfaced. 2,872 new opportunities posted on SAM.gov. 3674 legislative signals, 0 federal hiring signals across 0 agencies. 23 C-SPAN captures. And all of that is happening while market BCL is 0% with 0 agencies stalled under the continuing resolution. Let's dive into the primary signal here, where opportunity flow is buzzing with 2872 postings in just the last 168 hours. For those closely watching the capture ticker, you might have noticed how this volume seems robust, yet it lacks the granularity and accessibility that often converts potential into tangible wins. The top opportunities like the multiple award schedule and specific award notices hint at strategic openings but come without specific dollar figures, leaving commercial research analysts and business development leads to fill in the gaps with their own insights. When we factor in the 0% BCL, bid capacity limit, this suggests that while opportunities are plentiful, the operational bandwidth to capture them may not be expanding in tandem. This is where I turn to the capture terminal to get a read on the board, as it helps to synthesize these flows into actionable intelligence. If you read this market, it's crucial to distinguish between sheer volume and what is actually within reach given your current resources. The absence of legislative or executive shifts tells us that regulatory conditions are steady, which for now maintains a level playing field for competitors. However, the question remains, how long can this balance hold before a new wave of policy changes alters the playing field? Managers who read this tape know that it's not just about quantity, it's about strategically positioning within these opportunities to maximize value capture. Turning to the secondary signals, the terrain is notably stable with 0 terrain holes, but don't let that lull you into complacency. The absence of hiring, court opinions, or lobbying activity in this window is telling. It suggests a temporary pause, a breath being held across various sectors. For commercial research analysts, this is where you dig deeper into why these typical movements are stalled. Is it a seasonal lull, or are we on the cusp of a strategic pivot? The lack of hiring spread might indicate a wait-and-see approach from agencies, possibly anticipating upcoming policy adjustments or fiscal changes. This pause could suggest mispricing in the market, where firms may be undervaluing the potential shifts that could follow. Strategic business development leads should consider this as an opportunity to position their portfolios in anticipation of a rebound or realignment. Lobbying clusters are silent, which can often precede a surge of activity once legislative gears start turning again. For those who read this tape, it's not just about waiting for the storm, it's about preparing for the first clear signals of change. This is where smart portfolio moves live, identifying the calm before the storm and acting decisively when the winds shift. In this quiet, there is potential. The key is to keep a pulse on when these secondary signals start to show life again, indicating new trends and shifts that could redefine competitive advantage. The GPS market is characterized by robust federal demand and emerging commercial opportunities driven by consistent technology synthesis and system theory advancements. Are you aligning your portfolio to the stable federal demand, or are you poised to capture the dynamic shifts in commercial adjacency? How are you leveraging system theory to anticipate and adapt to market shifts? What strategies are in place to mitigate risks as you explore new commercial terrains? With zero agencies stalled and a flawless terrain assessment, the landscape is primed for strategic positioning, capitalism on this momentum with precision and foresight. One more time on this, because the brief we just walked through is exactly the argument for it. The capture terminal. Same intelligence we just read, filtered to your book, running overnight. The GPS demand signal review is still open, 8 seats. The terrain that opened this session is still holding. Code GPS 282 at communities.theicon.ai/capture the-govcon-elite. Window closes May 29th at midnight. 6.4 million records, 4 verticals ready. Provenance traced from bill to award. Like and subscribe if you're managing a federal grant, research, GovCon, or commercial portfolio. I drop a new GPS brief every weekday. All links, terminal preview, Shipley sessions, live cohort calendar, and the full brief are at communities.theicon.ai/capture/the-govcon-elite. Register free, and it's all there. This is Gabriel. I'll see you tomorrow. Just a quick note, you'll be disconnected in 5